The Info Arcade Monthly Podcast.
What's up?
We're having a monthly podcast.
Yes, we are.
We are having a monthly podcast.
We forgot last month's podcast.
Well, we did last month's, guys. We just never posted it. So you guys are getting a double whammy.
Wait, aren't we doing... Isn't this one half of our normal length?
Probably.
Shh, they're not supposed to know that.
Oh.
No.
You guys aren't getting chip, guys, but let's be honest, there's really not a whole lot happening.
It takes too much to edit.
However, we do have a lot.
There's not enough to talk about.
There isn't a lot to talk about, but we do have a lot to show you. Because in just 2 short weeks, guys, where am I going to be? We've been talking about it for a while.
You'll be in Sacramento.
Space.
Guys, I wish. No, I'm going to...
You want to be in Sacramento that bad? That's
No, I don't want to be in Sacramento.
Detroit.
Gosh. I just...
Is there...
All right, our listeners in Sacramento, if there's anything cool to do in Sacramento, please let me know, but I really haven't heard of anything cool to do in Sacramento.
We have listeners in Sacramento.
Sacramento isn't cool.
I hope we do. Sacramento, give us your love.
California never had anything worthwhile.
And there goes half our fan base. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad to have you guys here on the show. Yes, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be traveling to Vegas for GameStop Expo, and I'm going to be vlogging my experience. Yes,
wow.
I'm trying to get caught up, with the trend, the vlogging trend.
You gonna post on Periscope? You gonna do some live stream vlogging?
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it, girl. You got it. Get it.
Set it up. What's your Periscope?
I'm gonna be snapping.
Here, let me add you.
I will actually post my Snapchat in the description below, so you guys can follow my adventure on Snapchat. But you can also just tune into our YouTube channel and actually watch my post-edit blogs. I'm gonna have some pretty good edited content. Think C&D, just worse.
Every time somebody talks about Snapchat, I feel old because I don't understand how it's a social media platform.
Well, you see, it starts with pictures of the crotch.
Yeah, obviously.
And then it got really out of hand with adolescents, so they're like, hey, let's make it cool again. And now it's not about just sexting. Anyway, that's Snapchat, ladies and gentlemen.
We've summarized it perfectly.
We have. So guys, what have you guys been up to? What have you guys been playing? Actually, let's start with Blake because I know it's just going to be about 5 minutes of him talking about how amazing Final Fantasy XIV is.
Actually, the last thing I played was Minecraft, but Final Fantasy XIV is... I've been getting back into it. I've recently repaid for my subscription. I haven't bought any of the expansions, but I don't need to worry about that yet because I'm only level 35.
So, did you originally play it on PlayStation 3?
Yeah, but they shut down all the PS3 stuff after the Stormblood update.
Okay.
Which was a couple months ago. I was really disappointed because I already bought it. So I tricked Nate into letting me into his house and downloading it on his PS4. And then I spent...
Did all your stuff transfer over? You didn't have to start over, right?
Yeah, they had a free transfer over for those
nice.
Up until January.
He's made me delete so much from a PS4, but he continues to buy me food. It's fantastic.
You have an account. You have a character on there anyway.
I do. I have made...
Nate, let me ask you.
I made a cat archer. What?
Let me ask you, Nate. Is it worth all the free meals to watch him sit and play Final Fantasy XIV?
Actually, yes. Completely and totally.
What's the best meal he's bought you?
What was the one before this? The one before IHOP. What was it? The Brew House.
Yeah, last week we went to
Brew House.
Bricktown Brew House.
That is some good stuff.
So
I'm surprised.
We're not sponsored by Bricktown Brew House. Don't look into it.
I don't understand how their fries stayed crunchy after they were...
Since we're talking about food on this tangent, and we're talking about things we did lately.
Yeah.
Dude, so a partner invited me to go out to a happy hour event. We went to a local rooftop bar. It was pretty sweet. We were there for a couple hours. Nice. Except here's the thing. The partner invited like 75 of my coworkers, and only about 5 of us showed up. Well, so you know what he said? He's like, hey, we're definitely not hitting this $3,000 tab, so how about I take you guys to dinner instead? And so he took me to this place, and let's just say between 5 of us, we had a $500 tab.
Wow.
Oh my god, dude.
It was so freaking amazing. They age their steaks for 28 days.
Oh, is this
before grilling
it's not the Brazilian steakhouse, is
No.
it?
It's not Texas de Brazil.
Okay.
This was better. I've had both.
Very tender.
It was very tender. It was delicious.
Man, that sounds good. Way better than the IHOP we just had.
It was in Oklahoma City. It's called Broadway 10. So if you're in Oklahoma City and you have some money to spend, check it out. This is not an endorsement. It's just me saying, holy God, that was the best steak.
I've never been able to work up the courage to try an IHOP steak personally.
An IHOP steak?
Yeah, they have ribeye. They sell a ribeye steak.
That doesn't sound good to me.
I feel very scared.
It's kind of expensive, and I really don't want to.
Why would you buy a steak? Who goes to IHOP for the steak?
Okay,
it's the most expensive thing on their menu.
So the reason IHOP has come up twice already on this podcast is because that's where we just ate like 30 minutes ago. But we're here.
Well, yeah. Denny's has one too, actually.
We're not getting into the Denny's.
Oh, God.
They both have a
Nate,
$21 steak.
Nate,
what?
Okay, $21? Dude, just my steak at Broadway 10 was like $50. I would much rather pay the extra $30 to have one of the best steaks in my life.
Okay, this is just going to be me while I'm editing. I'm just going to be looking at a single picture of a steak slowly zooming in.
You're just going to do
I'm going to zoom it into the pixels, just like in the exact middle of the T in the T-bone
I was hoping
steak.
it would just be like you'd find like unannotated footage, just of like stock footage of people going to IHOP, like commercial footage, and just run that over this.
All right,
okay.
What have you been doing, man? What have you been up to?
I haven't been playing.
Wait, no, I played other games too.
We're done.
You said the thing.
You said Final Fantasy. Okay, what else other than Final Fantasy 14 and Minecraft?
I just got Fire Emblem Awakening.
Oh. Okay. Why do you?
Did you guys not remember that? It's great.
You haven't mentioned it unlike the 4 weeks ago when you didn't stop mentioning it.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago you were talking about it a lot, and then you started playing Final Fantasy 14 again, and you just stopped talking about it.
Well, he stopped doing anything.
I wouldn't talk about it last month at all.
No, I meant like the last time I heard you talk about it was 3 weeks ago, so I didn't think you were still playing anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I still play it.
Okay.
It's a fun game.
It's a great game.
It's a great game. I've got almost all of the second generation.
Have you I was gonna say, have you created the perfect race yet?
I've got most of them.
Okay.
I don't have. There's a couple of girls who I don't have kids from yet because I ran out of guys. I have 2 dead guys, and so that means there's too many girls, and that's problematic.
Okay, so people don't listen to this and be like, "What the heck?" Can you explain the system, please?
Sure.
Because like out of context, that just sounds a little bit weird.
Okay. Yeah, I guess a little bit. You know, it's like talking about stuff on Minecraft, but yeah, basically it's they have this generational system set up in it. You know, Fire Emblem, of course, is a long-running turn-based tactical RPG series. Your characters level up. In this one, they introduced a pairing mechanic and the ability for units to become closer to each other. When they do, they get stat boosts when they are either next to each other or paired up on the battlefield. And if you also get cutscenes outside of the game when they pair up, and when they get to a certain level, they get married, and through a magic spoiler time travel thing, children come out of the sky and are like fully grown, and they become part of your army also.
Oh, great.
Son, if you're listening to this, we need to have a talk.
Just,
I didn't mean to have you hear it this way, but we're gonna have an adult conversation later.
You totally came out of the sky, man.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We caught you right before you hit the ground. It was quite crazy.
What if like you just really turned it around? It's like you tell them, no, the stork delivered you. Then you give them the talk. Then you're like, JK, you actually just fell.
We dropped you when you were born.
We totally just dropped you straight from the clouds, man.
Nate.
Yes.
What you been playing, man?
I've been playing Overwatch quite frequently because the summer games came back and all of the skins are back. There's actually a competitive Lucio Ball now, which I don't understand how. Okay.
How do they not get sued?
What?
Lucio Ball. How do they not get sued? Lucio Ball versus like Rocket League.
It's actually. I mean, it's the same general concept, but that's like saying the people who created soccer are going to sue Rocket League.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the most bogus
football
lawsuit.
football for all of non-American listeners out there.
Hey, I call it football.
I mean, yeah, I had to. I worked at a football stadium for a while.
Yeah,
not American football, actual football. But basically, so there's some new skins. All the old skins came back. Mm-hmm. Lucio Ball is back, and they also added in competitive mode to Lucio Ball. But I don't understand what the ranking system does to determine what rank you are. Because generally what happens in Overwatch's competitive is you have 10 placement matches, and whether you win or lose, you just get like a check mark or an X, and it just marks you down as, hey, this is your ranking dependent upon those matches. So I suck at Lucio Ball, like real bad. So I had 2 wins and 8 losses, and I still got gold tier, which I am confused.
Yeah.
I was expecting like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna... I'm going to get iron or whatever they call it. I've never gotten below bronze, so I was expecting to get way below to like the lowest possible rank I could. But no, it's confusing to me. I'm grateful, and I'm hoping that at the end of the competitive scene you get stuff just like you would for regular Overwatch competitive. But yeah, the skins, though, are probably more important. Way more important. They're so good. All of them are so good.
And you also got another game. I mean, it's sort of a game. You got a new demo, right?
Oh, right. For those of you Monster Hunter fans out there who are kind of disappointed that the Switch version isn't getting ported to the States, excuse me, you can create a Japanese account on your Switch, like an alt account, and then go and download the demo for the Monster Hunter XX Japanese version, and all you have to do is really just look up a couple of things, and then you'll understand how to go through it real easy. You can fight the little boss, then you can fight the Barioth, and then you fight the Volfalk,
What's
which
the little boss?
The Great Macau.
There you go.
It's like no one cares. You go up against a warm up against the Great Macau. No one likes the Great Macau. He's a great Jaggy. He's a worse Great Jaggy.
He's a better Great Jaggy.
He is a strictly...
Fight me.
No, I will fight you.
Fight me. No, the Great Macau is better than Jaggy.
Right, who gets the hammer, who gets the rope?
What?
You guys are going to fight, right?
Rope's not a weapon. No, I get a great sword.
I can make it a weapon. Anyway, continuing on.
Give me that.
But most importantly, and to a surprise of a number of people, you get to fight the new theme monster of Double Cross, which is, in English, it's called the
Valkoth.
Valfalk.
Valfalk? Oh,
Valfalk.
Not Karth? Okay.
Yeah, not Valkoth, Valfalk.
You mean Valfark.
Children, cover your ears.
Valfark.
I'm pronouncing it in as many ways as I can because I am like 75% sure that I am not saying it correctly. But it's the Rocket Dragon. It's the Rocket Meteor Dragon, and it is...
It has an attack where it shoots up into the sky and then breaks the sound barrier and then crashes into you, and I've only managed to dodge it once, and every other time it caused me to die.
Nice.
It's very difficult. Like, I loved the design of it from the first second I saw it when they made the Double X opening trailer. But fighting it is just as satisfying. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a Gormagala from space.
It's a jet-fueled Gormagala, literally.
It's so cool!
It is very, very cool.
And
but the demo gives you, like, really shitty gear, so I don't think we're ever going to manage to beat it in the demo.
The gear is actually fine. The problem is in the demo, you get, I believe it's 20 or 25 minutes to beat it, which makes it so difficult.
Well, also, using those are the same weapon sets you use to fight the Great Macau, and it takes over 5 minutes to beat that thing.
For you it took 5 minutes. It took me 2.5 to kill that thing.
I was using a sword and shield, and they didn't have anything good.
Well, then again, my weapon, I use aerial switch axe, so I literally am the DPS.
The most disappointing thing about the demo to me is that they didn't include any of the new skills that you get with Double Cross.
Oh, you mean the arts?
Yeah, any of the new arts.
You get access to the new styles, which Brave Style is actually really cool. But, yeah, I suppose I can see why you're disappointed. I myself am not because, I mean, heck, I used aerial switch axe again. You only have access to one art, and you just need one decent damage dealer.
Well, but I was hoping to play with the Brave Axe style. Or, for example, Yeah, Brave Axe is the that skill that makes your axe like form crazy strong.
Oh yeah.
And it rebalances it. It makes the axe form useful again, which is all I want.
It's a very cool, like, for what it is, it's a cool demo. There's no restriction on how many times you get to use it, so you can fight as many times as you want. And even though I'm probably going to end up getting the Japanese Switch version, I'm still pulling that they'll just be like, surprise! And port
Do you think
Switch.
they will? Do you think it's going to...
I think that it's almost inevitable that a version of it will come to the Switch, but I don't think it's coming this year.
To America.
I guess to the Switch, I could see that. Like, maybe they'll release Monster Hunter World, and then by the end of that year, maybe the beginning of the next year, they might release a Monster Hunter Double Cross.
I don't think Capcom really has a choice. I mean,
no, they don't.
We know that Monster Hunter World is going to bring them a lot of revenue, but outside of Monster Hunter, I mean, they're not doing so hot in revenue on any platform except the Switch right now. Switch and 3DS are really carrying their weight. You look at Street Fighter 2 for the Switch, like that sold so many copies.
Street Fighter 5 just came out last year.
But it didn't do very well.
No,
Street
I
Fighter
remember
5
that there was a huge
really struggled with bringing revenue to the table. Whereas Street Fighter 2 did well beyond what they expected, because the truth is the players.
Wait, people actually bought the Street Fighter 2?
Yeah.
Like, they paid $40 for a remake?
And that's why they were shocked. A lot of people were like, wow, they actually did pretty good with revenue.
Who bought that?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people, apparently.
Well,
more than they anticipated.
Is this a World of Tanks thing?
I don't know.
Maybe?
All I will say is this.
All
I will say is this, is that it goes to show that Switch players are hungry enough for new content and new third-party games
that they
will
buy anything.
That they will buy anything you throw their way. I mean, how many Switch players came out of the woodwork to buy NBA Playgrounds? I mean, don't get me wrong, that game looked pretty cool, but they're like, oh, that basketball game on the Switch, let's do it. I know NBA 2K is coming, but I want something right now.
They showed it in the trailer, right?
I have no idea how many people actually came out for that. But surprisingly, there is, and we are getting a little bit off topic, but I have heard weird things about Overcooked. Like, there's this game that's apparently very popular that got ported to the Switch, and it was kind of a less than stellar port, but it is still #1 in the Switch marketplace right now. Yeah. At least in regards to new releases. So with that being said,
with the buyer base and the fan base there, for especially in the West, for Western players to be able to buy into, yeah, sure, we're gonna have a lot of people buy into Monster Hunter World on the Xbox, PC, and PS4. But just think about how much money they're losing by not bringing it to the West, double crossed.
Well, the problem
on the
is
Switch.
They have two ways to do it. They can or actually 3 ways to do it. They can bring it to both the Switch and the 3DS, because there are versions for both. They can bring it to just the 3DS, or they can bring it to just the Switch. They said they have no
plans to bring it
to the Switch, which means they probably have plans to bring it to the 3DS, which I can understand. Right. It's already a stable market, and they can see that.
And I can definitely see that too. And maybe they're just trying to wait. But apparently, it has been announced within the past month that Capcom is looking to make more titles.
Well, yes.
For the Switch, and the rumors are they're looking at doing some exclusive titles because the fan base is there. The obvious rumors going around would be, hey, they're going to go ahead and move or make a Western version of Monster Hunter. But the other one was, hey, maybe they'll do a new Mega Man game. Because Nintendo has a huge fan base for it.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That's wishful.
It's very wishful thinking, but the truth is, Capcom needs money, and they're willing to pay for it. And then, lastly, if not that, they are looking at bringing the Resident Evil market over.
That would actually be kind of cool.
It would be cool. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I am going to get us started with some different topics.
So yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Cool, dudes.
Yeah.
See you in a sec. Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Info Cascade monthly podcast.
Yeah.
This is our second segment. So, yeah.
Intermission.
Yeah.
Intermission was great. Hope you got your snacks and goodies at the concession stand.
Man, welcome to the InfoCascade, where we have an intermission every 20 minutes, man.
And if you're trying to second act this podcast, I highly suggest you go back and watch and listen to the first act, because after all, we talked about a number of things from Monster Hunter to delicious steak dinners. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah.
But in this segment, we're going to be covering a wide variety of topics that have recently been happening here this month. So, yeah. Oh, and you guys didn't ask me what I was playing in the last segment.
Splatoon 2.
Oh, yeah, you got me. Yeah, my time has been basically scattered between Splatoon 2 and someone just introduced me to Star Wars Destiny, and then my wife is hooked onto it, and that's
a GARM.
A GARM?
It doesn't matter. It takes up all my time. So until Star Wars Battlefront comes out, or till we have Destiny on the Xbox or something, I'm gonna be kind of not playing much of anything until Vegas. So
Go look forward to Vegas, but my God, I have the announcement to make all announcements that I am pumped about. I'm happy about.
You sound excited.
Everyone should have seen this coming a mile away.
Mayonnaise won.
Mayonnaise did win, but that's not what I want to talk about right now, because this is more important than condiments. This is more important than perhaps half of the United States.
Whoa.
You lie. Nothing is more important than condiments.
The Destiny 2 GameStop pre-order bonus is a fidget spinner.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Well, guys, I think we should just wrap up shop.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing to talk about.
Wait, let me see that.
I'm gonna show you.
All right.
Oh my God, it's
You're not
So-
serious.
I am completely serious.
Wait a minute. Are fidget spinners still a thing? I thought
Yes.
that was
Oh
last month.
no! They're like a fad. It's gonna be going on for at least half a year, maybe a year.
God.
Sorry, it's not just a meme. Memes last a month. This is longer.
The other day, I saw a really funny video about a fidget spinner anime.
Oh, I knew they were gonna.
It was a fidget
Really?
spinner anime, and it was hilarious.
I did. That's
Oh
a
yeah,
great
that was
video.
good. That was well produced.
Yeah. It was
I'll
fun.
I
go
want
ahead
the
and-
money fidget spinner.
Yeah.
I also
Oi.
want the flint knuckle rings so that I can light my cigars
Oh my
with
God.
it.
Oi, the editor me. Put up the picture of the Destiny 2 pre-order fidget spinner now. Look at that. Yeah. There it is. There it
Look
is.
at it.
Show it
It's
spinning.
shiny glory.
Make it
It's-
spin. I'm sure there's not a video of it
Are
yet.
you
so just
disappointed
spin
by
it.
that rather than in-game content?
No, not at all, because that is so stupidly glorious. Like, for those of you who don't know, the symbol for Destiny, it looks like a fidget spinner.
Yeah, it's roughly
in that,
fidget
like,
spinner shaped
that
anyway.
tri-corner fidget spinner thing. That is basically exactly it. So I'm kind of not
It's gonna
surprised
be
at all.
slightly off balance fidget spinner,
So-
but it'll still spin.
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So you've been playing Splatoon 2.
yeah. Team Mayo, bro.
Man,
Mayonnaise.
I was Team Ketchup, man.
Yeah. Sorry
It
about
felt
your
better
loss.
to be on mayonnaise anyway.
It was. This is. Are we gonna make this PG? I don't know if we are.
It's just
taste the
blasting
pickles.
your tasty mayonnaise all over the field.
Taste,
totally.
taste the fish oil.
Taste the
Nobody
fish
likes ketchup anyway.
No,
we
Ketchup's
can
disgusting.
keep this PG, but my wife totally made it not PG in comparing the ketchup to a certain
bodily fluid.
bodily fluid and mayo to another bodily fluid.
I mean, you can easily say that it was
saying
basically.
she was splatting her bodily fluid all over the mayo.
That works.
It was just
Phlegm? That's gross.
Sure, phlegm.
Sure, it's phlegm, and then the ketchup was basically blood. So this was.
Not just any blood.
Team Blood versus Team.
Team Mayo.
You know what it is.
Milk.
Mayonnaise? Is mayonnaise an instrument?
That was all over the
an
day.
instrument of ketchup's
Oh my
destruction.
It was an instrument of ketchup's
gosh. Oh
destruction.
my God.
Anyway, so Splatoon 2 is kind of it kind of had a rough start with, the chat app and stuff, but it seems to be doing very well, keeping servers. I did hear that there were some
Are people
disconnects
using
or
it?
connectivity
No.
issues. No, nobody's using the chat app. It's kind of like one of those things where the whole reason the chat app is being successful is because nobody's using it to talk about it right now. Everyone's just using Discord.
Yeah, see, everyone kind of all stood up at the same time, realized this is completely dumb. But the rest of the app is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, man.
I can just go shopping. Yeah. I can look at my stats.
Go shopping. Let's go get our cool shoes.
I've got a question about the app. Now, I understand that, since it goes through a phone, it's easier for you to use Discord or Skype or whatever, right? But the drawings I've seen, the diagrams, it's supposed to plug into the Switch. Does that provide any advantage over?
No, so you're talking about the Hori headset, which was made by a third party, which was like, oh, hey, right now we don't have game sound going through their phones. So what we're going to do is create a splitter and a headset that will take the game audio and the phone audio from the chat and put it in your headset at the same time. Morpheus glasses. What if I told you, Nintendo, that you could frickin' do that on your own?
Oh.
It's called putting a chat system inside of the motherfucking OS.
Dang.
Oh.
Jaden's bringing in self-censoring.
So that wasn't an input. That was an output.
No, yeah, that was an output. Basically, the output that goes from the Switch to the converter. Yeah, it was just bad.
Output game audio. And output chat audio into the splitter into your headset.
Oh, jeez.
The whole thing could have been completely and totally avoided if Nintendo had made one of two things possible.
You don't need that headset.
They could have either made it so just plug it into the Switch, game chat, or Bluetooth.
And apparently, according to Reggie and several other Nintendo producers, the reason they didn't do that was because they said we like the ability to update on the fly. It's easier to update a mobile app than it would be to update the entire Switch OS. Wow. So now we're resorting to laziness when it comes to providing a solid chat platform.
I mean...
Great motherfucking job, Nintendo.
If I could be completely honest...
I'm going to need you to go back and add coin sound effects over my self-censors.
I'm not going to do that.
You should.
I tell you what. I will put one singular penny. No, wait, I'll give you 2 pennies.
No, I'm talking about Mario coins.
No, I will. But I will give you 2 pennies.
Wait, pennies have sound effects associated
so I can give you my 2 cents about not putting coin effect sounds.
You're just going to give me like a penny counter on the bottom of the screen.
Anyway, so, I've been playing Splatoon 2. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So, first topic, we're already talking about Nintendo. We may as well let the crap hit the fan.
What?
Oh, yeah, the Niantic. So Pokemon Go Fest happened.
That isn't Nintendo.
We talked on the last podcast, actually, about
Did we?
Pokemon Go Fest being
the one that
it was
never
upcoming,
got released.
Right?
Right, well, no.
Because it didn't happen by the time we were talking about it.
I think it did happen.
In the middle of the month.
And people were like, we talked about just the early effects and how it didn't work out very well. But we didn't talk about how far it's gotten. And how out of control this monster is.
Since we never released it, just to recap, let's go over that.
Okay, so basically, Niantic, and to be completely transparent, it does lead in because it's a Nintendo product, but Nintendo did not have virtually anything
It's a
to do
third
with
party
this.
It's a third party product of a third party product of Nintendo.
This isn't the only mess on Nintendo's hand. I mean, this is worse than just mayo and ketchup, guys. This is messy.
Well, basically...
Starting with this.
For some reason, Niantic... well, not even for some reason. Sometimes good ideas happen, and they're just handled terribly. Mm-hmm. So, basically, they wanted to do a sort of festival in... Was it Chicago?
For the 1 year anniversary.
Chicago, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was in Chicago for the 1 year anniversary, and they sold tickets, and they set up stuff, and it just turned into a disaster because there were so many people that no one could connect to the internet because traffic was so terrible. There were several instances, I believe, of looting, or not looting, theft. People were. Was there also one of physical violence? I forget.
I hope not.
Just stuff went bad at the Go Fest for a little bit.
I admit I wasn't paying attention at the initial story as much. Mostly the follow-up is what I was interested in. Well, because I understand it was awful, poorly handled.
Well, so here's their deal. A lot of it was beyond Niantic's hands. They informed the cell companies that traffic would be there, but it was just a lot more immense than what they were anticipating. Because after all, they're using case studies, and as we know, case studies are just a small fraction and not necessarily a full depiction of what is to come. And they were just overloaded. A lot of people attended, and it basically brought down the cellular networks
more than they were expecting.
Connectivity to the servers.
A big part of it. More people were there than they were expecting. Tickets were initially sold for $20, but started, as scalpers do, upsell to unreasonable levels.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People flew in from out of town to visit this event, so some people had some incredible expense for this, and it wasn't handled terrifyingly well for a lot of people. So.
I mean, it was at the point where, and I'll be honest. Yes, I understand those fans were upset, but they were so mad to the point that they went beyond class and just dropped that altogether and started chanting at the CEO like threats and fix the game.
Dang.
Like while the CEO of this most beloved game that they've been playing, and like he walks out on stage to apologize, and their response wasn't, we still love you, Niantic. It was, no, Niantic, fix your freaking crap. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, on the other side, apparently this isn't the first time. It's just the first time it's happened on this scale. Their previous game, Ingress, was also very similar to Pokemon Go in this way, and a lot of players of Ingress were like, "Welcome to a Niantic game."
Right. Well, don't you guys remember how crazy Pokemon Go was when it first launched?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the servers were terrible, and what it comes down to is they use the cloud to spin up servers, and the truth be told, they're depending on not just the server network, but first off, they should have spun up more servers to be able to host more end users or more gamers to be able to be supported by the game. That would help with a lot of the connectivity issues. The other part was the cellular network, which was out of their hands, but at the same time, when you're making a game like this, it's like, well, maybe partner with the city, put Wi-Fi around the park.
Like they kind of did, but
they
just
have Wi-Fi, they have wireless access points around the park.
Not on the level they were expecting.
If they ever do this again, which by the way, they're probably not now.
No, they're planning on 4 more right now.
No, they're not. Ever since the latest update, they have kind of put a hold on all future plans.
Oh, well, good. They actually learned from it at least.
Well, no.
That's not good.
There's a class action lawsuit now.
Yeah, I know.
So that's what we're leading up to, is the class action lawsuit. Somebody feels, yes, Niantic did refund everyone.
They gave everyone their $20 back.
Except not everybody paid $20.
Everyone got their legendaries. Apparently they still unlocked it. We've been running around trying to catch all the legendaries here at home as well.
Got one.
Yeah. To be fair, they did their best to apologize.
And they gave $100 worth of Pokecoins.
Yeah.
In-game credit to those players, which actually goes a little ways. It was a nice sentiment, but
some people aren't satisfied with that.
Well, do you blame them? Because think about it. Flights to Chicago. Overpriced hotel stays. Because after all, the hotel companies knew there was an event happening. They knew there was a heavy inflow of traffic. So what do? They jacked up their prices.
Remember, you learned about that.
Yeah. Recently. When I booked my trip to Vegas, guys, it was just kind of funny how it worked out. Vegas is happening the same weekend for the GameStop Expo as it is for the highly anticipated McGregor versus Mayweather fight, and those hotels booked really fast, and those hotel prices doubled and tripled in some cases.
It's kind of weird for a film actor to be fighting a boxer, though.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm excited to watch
I do like Ewan McGregor, though. He did a good job in Baton Rouge. So.
Yeah, you keep believing it's Ewan McGregor, and I'll keep it going on. But back to Niantic. I understand as a customer, how frustrating it is to have to pay overpriced hotel. I understand how it is to look forward to an event. If I were to, for example, I'm paying all this money to go to GameStop Expo. Let's say I show up at GameStop Expo and then just something happens. Like, I don't know, power goes out. And they're not able to, host any of the games or anything. I'm just throwing a hypothetical thing out there. I really don't think this will happen. I know that they probably have generators and things like that in place, and I'm just trying to think of the one possible thing that could happen at an event like that. But can you imagine, like, paying money? I paid for the VIP ticket, I paid for my plane ticket, paid for my hotel. And yes, while I can do other things in that city, that was the main focal point. These Pokemon Go players, they were going to Chicago just to see the sights or to go, catch a game at Wrigley Field or whatever. I mean, sure, they could do those things while they're in town, but they were there for Pokemon Go, and they were, across the board, very disappointed. I know some players still said they had a good time, but I'm sure it was still frustrating to have to deal with the things they dealt with. But now, it's beyond frustration for some. And a lawyer out of Chicago has filed a class action lawsuit with over 20 plus Pokemon Go players that attended the event that are all collectively suing Niantic.
And, since it's a class action lawsuit, more people can join in.
Yep.
Right. And so we're going to see how this goes. But can you imagine, guys? Like, I understand Niantic kind of messed up really big time here. But it was their first Pokemon Go event like this.
It's just, they keep underestimating the popularity of their own game.
I don't think
you figure they...
that.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
I think it is.
No.
They
know how popular it is. They know how much revenue it brings in.
Well,
they saw ticket sales.
Partially it's that, right? And as we've seen over the last... I mean, it dropped... It's still one of the, I think it's the top game right now. Still?
Sure.
Yeah, still engrossing revenue.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Let me look.
But, it's calmed down a lot. So, I can see why they'd be thinking it'd be a little less. But that's not to say they are still underestimating it. There's no doubt there.
You're probably trying to put more money into your developers and your C-levels pockets than anything. You're not wanting to spend money on servers, right? So, with that being said, could this issue have been solved by them spinning up servers? It could have helped, but the truth is they want to keep their own money in their pocket.
I don't think...
The game wasn't made just as a fan project. It was being made as a profit.
I don't think that would have solved everything, and I don't know if
No, because it's a cellular network, because we already talked about that.
But they could have run it better than they did.
Absolutely.
Little known thing, apparently. So, currently it is 4th on the top grossing charts, below Pandora, Netflix, and Candy Crush, but it is 2 spots above Tinder.
Right, but keep in mind, that is just on downloads. We're talking about
No, this is grossing. There's a tab for top grossing.
Okay, top grossing as in... Okay, so it's 4th in top grossing most downloads. We're talking about just revenue generating. As in-game revenue, it is the highest grossing game in revenue. I would say it's higher than Candy Crush in
let's see.
annual rev.
Oh, for sure. Despite what the Emoji Movie thinks, nobody's played Candy Crush in a while.
That is true.
God, that
I don't
happened
want
this
to
month
talk
too.
about that.
Yep,
We're
sure
gonna
did.
I do not want to talk
if you
about
wanna
that.
know-
It's not about video games. We don't have to.
If you want to know what happened with Emoji Movie, just go right now to
100
Fandango,
100 emoji out of 10.
IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. You guys go check out the reviews. It was 100 emoji out of 100.
Out of 10, it's the best movie
It's just,
ever.
I won't tell you what emoji it was.
It's just...
It's a little brown turd.
Oh my
anyway,
God. It's back down to 8% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
8%'s about reasonable.
Yeah.
No, it is not. It needs to be worse.
Anyway, so
No, it doesn't.
class action lawsuit. As Niantic, as a company, you try to do this good thing. Yes, you screw up. This is your first big event. This was supposed to be huge because this is the first time legendaries are being brought in the game. Plus, they had exclusive Pokemon like Unknown there. A lot of people were going there because they wanted to be able to catch the Unknown or get the exclusive items that were there at the event. But yeah, so the fans didn't get all that. They got upset, even though they paid to go to this event. And yes, they got their money back, and they were compensated some in-game credit. Like we said, people paid for hotel, people paid for flights, people paid for their time. Really, they invested their time. They took off of work to go to this event, and that's what they're suing for. They are suing for all the marbles. They are trying to get money on every expense and every lost dollar.
I think it's a little unreasonable, honestly. The Niantic shouldn't be held responsible for that. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess.
If you're Niantic, though, you're not doing another event like this, especially if you lose this lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Which is really a sad thing, because I know that people, even though there were frustrating moments at the event. I did hear from several sources that it was actually a really entertaining event. They got to meet a lot of really great people, and they still were able to kind of semi-play the game throughout the day. It got better.
Go ahead.
But it's just really sad that because of the mistakes of Niantic and the choices of some to try to take advantage of what has happened, this is probably going to ruin it for everybody else. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed. I would love to go to a Pokemon Go event.
Oh, for sure.
But I think if you're picking a park, I mean, let's be honest, pick somewhere that's supported by, like, rent Wi-Fi routers. Do something. Partner with a local internet provider in that city to provide wireless access points. Pay them a substantial amount of money and do advertising for them to make up that revenue around that area, or do something to get creative, because while we know that some of it was on Niantic's end, we do know some of it was also on the multiple cellular providers that were there. And I think if you divvy that up and you say, hey, some people are on Wi-Fi, some people are on, on cellular, if you take some of that workload off, it's going to make it to where it runs a little bit smoother. But what do I know? I don't work in technology at all.
He works at Dell.
Poorly run event.
You don't know where I work?
Probably not. At least it's not the upcoming Gamer Cruise segue into Gamer Cruise.
God.
Oh my God!
Boy,
please.
This is a fun one.
Oh, it's so bad.
So do you guys remember
the Fire Festival? For everything, don't they?
Hold on.
Just wait.
No, we're getting into it.
Do you not know what this is?
Because there's there was this awful commercial that we watched. It was brought to our attention through another source, but there was this commercial for this Gamer Cruise run by the Royal Caribbean cruise ships, right? And they were going to be. It was basically like a gaming
convention.
Well, not like a convention. It's kind of like an Evo almost. Right, so mainly competitive focus, but they also were saying that they'd have a VR lounge. They were going to have YouTubers and cosplayers there. There's going to be a cosplay contest on the ship.
I mean, honestly,
they're going to
sounds
stop in the Bahamas.
I'll give you that.
Sounds legit, except they didn't have a boat. They have no cruise ship to go with that, and Royal Caribbean, in fact, told them to stop using the logo in their commercials. They said, we have a contact. No, see, we talked to Royal Caribbean about it. And they showed a screenshot of somebody they talked to in Royal Caribbean about it, except the person they were talking to has no such authority to grant a full partnership.
A gaming cruise
also, they said...
without a cruise liner.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. No, they didn't talk to the cruise ship at all. I'm sorry, I mixed things up. The one that they were saying that they were...
This is slowly getting less legit.
They said, powered by Red Bull. They had...
I forgot about this.
They had talked to somebody at Red Bull, but it was not the right person to talk to say powered by Red Bull. They were saying, sure, they would talk to somebody who was like, sure, we can provide Red Bull on your cruise, not, we will be sponsoring your event. That's a completely different, that'd be Red Bull Gaming Division. They talked to somebody like in the cruise division or trips division or something like that. Anyway, also... A lot of the celebrities that they said were showing up to the event were very surprised to find out that they were going.
Oh, no.
So, basically...
Who are these? Okay, you gotta tell me who some of these celebrities were.
I'm trying to remember. I believe one of the pictures they used was from Jessica Nigri. I don't remember if there were any others, but you can look it up.
I'm looking up right now.
My phone's almost dead, so you're gonna...
So what you're saying is this can all be remedied if someone at Carnival Cruise Liners just steps up and says, no, we're going.
Well, it was Royal Caribbean, but
I know,
yes.
But if some cruise liner says, all right,
if they
guys,
said, yeah,
we got you.
But they had already started selling tickets, so...
Oh my God.
It's a little bit late for that. But here's... Luckily, hopefully it won't turn into a Fire Festival thing, because Fire Festival for gaming, it may, though, if people actually end up going to this event. But it looks like it's going to fall apart before it starts.
There's also something that made this even worse, and it's that since they were going to be sailing in international waters, there's this group there's this group called Money Matches, which is like a gambling group.
Oh yeah, this is the best part of the story.
Who is going to sponsor it?
They're in international waters.
Yeah,
they're taking advantage of the international waters to say that they can gamble on money on matches played on the ship.
Okay.
And even after this whole thing came out,
what's this
even
thing called?
Gambling thing.
It's hold. What was it? Gamer Cruise something?
I believe it's Gamer Cruise.
Just Gamer Cruise.
I'm looking it up.
Oh man, there's a 1.5 minute commercial. Feel free to watch that at your leisure.
It's so
Gamer
bad.
Cruise in limbo after losing its boat. Oh my god.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's great.
It's so bad. The Gamer Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, yeah.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Gamer Gauntlet.
But yeah, anyway, so that company came out and said they were not sponsoring the event.
Yeah,
because
Money Matches tweeted their company was pulling out, saying the cruise does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
that's how we found out the cruise ship. They didn't have a cruise ship.
It's
the sponsor was like, they don't have a boat. We're done.
It's so bad.
So the cruise page has finally announced that it has been pulled offline, and organizers announced that refunds are available. So
it looks like they're not going to get completely screwed over, but
yeah,
man, you want to talk about poorly planned events?
That's just terrible.
All right, guys, all you fans listening, guess what? We're going to do a cruise to the Bahamas for gamers, and JonTron's going to be there, and Etika World Network, and all those guys. Yeah, and it's going to be awesome. We're gonna do esports and VR. Microsoft's going to be giving away 12 Xbox One X's. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're going to be going
Except for the fact there's no boat. We're not really going to the Bahamas. We're actually going to be somewhere in the middle of Arkansas. And
Xbox isn't going to be there. JonTron's not going to be there.
None of what we said is true.
But it's bring your own rig if you want to play games.
Oh, it's terrible. Everything's horrible.
Well, glad I got my Switch. I can still at least enjoy my games on the go. All right. Oh man, what a nightmare.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, other bad news. I feel like this is a Debbie Downer edition.
Well, there's nothing going on, so the best stuff is the worst stuff.
So
hold on.
Nintendo.
No, there's good stuff. There's good stuff.
Okay, can we just get the negative out of the way? And
then go for it.
Yeah, we'll go with a negative.
So the crap has hit the fan for Nintendo once again.
Oh, what happened this time?
There's two more things.
Well, there's two things with Nintendo. Let's talk about the lesser of two evils.
Okay.
So we already had a small issue with NAND memory shortage.
Yep.
Nintendo has been competing with the iPhone, assumably, for NAND memory for their system, and that's kind of halted delays. But now it's just come out of the woodwork that the company that provides the LCD screens for the Nintendo Switch has actually announced they're going bankrupt.
Yeah.
And they're shutting all their doors. So
they haven't announced that they're shutting their doors.
Is that the company that calls itself NAN?
No. They aren't shutting their doors so far as I know, but basically the company that's producing the screens for the Nintendo Switch has announced that they are probably going bankrupt.
Why would you call a processing chip making company NAN? I'm sorry, I can't get past that.
Screen making company.
Oh, are they a screen making company?
This is a screen making company.
NAN is a screen making company.
NAND memory is the
NAND. Oh, I thought it was just NAN, and I was like, why would you call a computer focused company NAN? That's such a bad idea.
The supplier, Japan Display Inc., was a company formed with the involvement of the Japanese government back in 2012. Basically, they're losing funding from the government, and therefore going to be closing up shop. Anyway, that means it's going to be even harder to get a Switch because they're not going to have LCDs for them.
Well, shit.
There is talk of them actually.
They are looking at other providers to try to help, but it's just not looking good. Oh, you think that's a problem? Try a company suing Nintendo on top of that, saying, we don't want you making Switches altogether because you stole our idea, and we have the patent on this product.
This is the stupidest lawsuit I've ever seen. Actually, I take that back. Not the stupidest, but it's still pretty just... So this, I don't even remember what the company name is, but they made a pair of, like, controllers that you can put onto either end of a tablet, like any tablet, like an iPhone or whatever the crap Windows version equivalent is.
The accessory maker...
The Surface?
Surface, thank you, yeah.
That's really crappy. Yeah. Everybody really likes the Surface.
I do not like the Surface.
Accessory maker GameVice is who's actually suing Nintendo. They basically report and claim that basically, hey, the Switch uses patents that we own and it's not using them without permission. The patent is basically against the controllers themselves, and they actually have a patent on detachable controllers from a tablet or mobile device.
Yes,
that's all the patent is for, is just the controllers. But because that controller is so essential to the Switch, they're wanting Nintendo to cease all production immediately.
It seems a little bit too vague.
See, it's incredibly vague.
Is that a patent troll company?
Yes, it sounds like it is. But it basically, they've made two controllers that attach to a tablet.
Oh, no, they're not a patent troll then, if they've actually produced.
So, they made this thing, and it's one of those crappy little, like, you walk in and it's an emergency present because you forgot someone's birthday sort of thing.
Oh, no.
And then you slap them on either side of a tablet or a device. And to be fair, that's not a terrible idea if you're playing, like, Minecraft or something on your iPad for some reason. Yeah. But then they go after Nintendo for this because they can. Mm-hmm. And it seems very bare, but, like, I understand where they're coming from with this a little bit. Because, yeah, it does look somewhat similar, but that's... It's just a very bizarre thing that they think they can get away with that.
So, it's funny that that we talked about this. The company is actually suing not just for, like I said, damages and loss of money, but they're actually suing Nintendo for the full-out ban of Switch sales.
Oh, good.
So, basically, Nintendo Switch is said to violate the GameVice patent. We will be paying close attention to that, but let's take a look back at some history of some previous lawsuits against Nintendo, shall we?
Oh, you found the Wiki page.
Yeah. Okay, so I know for a fact that the DS had a lawsuit on it.
Yes, it did.
The 3DS had a lawsuit on it as well. Based on No Glasses 3D. Mm-hmm. They paid out $30 million for that.
So they lost that lawsuit?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They settled at $30 million. The Wii U had a lawsuit as well. The Wii had a lawsuit for its controller.
I remember the Wii one. What was the Wii U one?
I think it was another controller-related issue. It was talking about the tablet.
Yeah. It's just
I don't remember that one at all.
Generally, the thing about making an incredibly popular product in this day and age is if it is even mildly comparable to something else, you can patent troll and hopefully get money out of it. It's just kind of shallow and scummy, but it's something that happens to, I think, almost every single company.
Well, if it was a patent troll, they wouldn't be trying to cease production.
With the Wii, they actually had to pay $21 million in damages.
I mean, that's like dropping the bucket compared.
Oh, yeah. Nintendo is they're literally sitting on a pile of money thanks to Pokemon Go and
everything
else.
Successes.
I think their most recent one, it was multiple billions, right?
I would think that, the fact that the Nintendo Switch exists would only help a product like that, because for the Switch, you're like, why would you want that when you could just have a USB controller? But now you have the Switch out, and everybody sees the advantages of it, having a control set up like that, and are more comfortable with it. Maybe then that's a good time to sell. I don't know why they want to stop the production of the Switch. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen.
Universal actually sued Nintendo over Donkey Kong, saying it was similar to King Kong and their character King Kong.
That's true.
It felt too similar to the iconic film, and they sued them. So Nintendo won that argument, but had they lost, Nintendo would have had to pay almost $2 million in damages for that.
And that would have also had a lot of long-term consequences too.
Yeah, it would have. So those are just some examples that we have. Nintendo sued Blockbuster Video, got in a lawsuit there.
Hey guys, you remember Blockbuster?
It lost that lawsuit.
Oh man. I remember Blockbuster. I remember there was a better rental service right around the corner to my street, and then it got shut down, and I was super sad.
You mean Hollywood Video?
No, he's talking about M&M's.
M&M's.
Oh yeah, M&M's. Yeah, they did all shut
M&M's
down.
was legit. Yep. All right. Anyway, so Nintendo's just kind of got their hands tied right now with a lot of different things.
I wouldn't say tied.
As far as production of the Switch goes, they're about as tied up as you can be.
Well, without it being a fiasco.
Let's not even forget about the SNES.
Okay,
Classic
that
Mini.
still is yet to be seen, but everyone knows what's going to happen.
I don't think we're going to have any issues with it.
So
there's not going to be issues. There's going to be issues getting it.
Yeah. So here's the latest, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this, and it is before August 31st. There's a chance that the pre-orders are about to go live right now, so pay attention. Nintendo did announce earlier in this month, August, that the NES Classic Mini SNES, or Super Nintendo Entertainment System Mini Edition, was going to be available at pre-order after a huge debacle with the Walmart thing. Walmart supposedly opened up pre-orders.
No, not them. Supposedly, they did.
They did. They leaked pre-orders that they weren't ready to take, and therefore they had to cancel all pre-orders.
Yup.
And it pissed a lot of people off. But besides that point, Nintendo said, look, we understand you guys are upset with Walmart about their thing, but we do want to assure you that they will be available to pre-order at all online and big box store retailers by the end of this month.
Yep.
So pre-orders are happening late August, ladies and gentlemen. So if they haven't gone up by now, by the time you're listening, I would be going to talk to your favorite local retailer or go to your online retailer to try to click that notification button so you guys could stay aware of when those things are going to be available for pre-order, because you do not want to miss it. They also in a statement by Nintendo, they did say that outside of pre-orders, there would be a few extra consoles available at the big box stores, available on release day. Mm-hmm. Now, as a former GameStop employee and someone who has seen how Nintendo has shipped items in the past, let me tell you how it works. If there are 8 items pre-ordered and they're going to send extras, there's technically still sending extras even if they send 1 copy or 2 copies. That's still considered extras. So I'd recommend trying to get your way onto that pre-order list if possible.
See, I remember when it was the second wave of the NES minis, and I missed like 3 GameStops and I had given up. So I went to visit a few people, and offhand I passed by GameStop and I was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. I went in and I was like, hey man, do you have anything available? And he was like, yeah, we have one right there. And he pointed at it like it was just nothing, like the Holy Grail sitting in front of me, and I just immediately grabbed it. So it's gonna be kind of like that. Hopefully it's not nearly as bad, because they have already proven that there's going to be many more than there were for the original, but it's going to be just as bad because Nintendo has somehow managed to develop and nurture an entire market around scalping.
Yes, just make sure if you guys are trying to get a Super Nintendo Mini, please try to get it from your retailer. We understand it's not always possible, but do not feed the scalpers.
Yes, do not feed me.
Do you have any advice for would-be scalpers out there who are trying to become?
I have advice.
Try to find a store that'll sell you one.
I have advice. Buy low and then sell $1 lower than anyone else, and people will buy from you.
Yeah, that's how scalping works, right?
It is.
Anyway, so when it comes to the Super Nintendo Mini, I also want you to be aware that they did announce that the production will not, as of now, continue into the new year. They're planning on ending production pretty much with the holiday season. It will cease.
Wait, on the SNES?
On the SNES Minis.
What?
They said they will end in December.
Oh, did you not hear about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're only going to go into maybe Q1 of 2018, maybe not even that.
Well, they said technically they'll go through Q4, which Q4 by retail standards goes through January 31st.
Yes.
So personally, I can see them still trying to sell them and get rid of their stock by January by January 31st. I bet you they're already sold out at that point. I was fortunate enough to get my NES Classic on the final wave, not knowing it was the final wave. I just had an assumption they're not going to be making many more of these, and sure enough, it was announced about 3 weeks after I got it that was the final shipment wave.
Here's a pro tip for anyone near a GameStop or something like that that's assured to get a wave of these. If you really want to be first on your list, call them up and ask them if they have a wait list or a short list. And if they do, they'll ask you for your name and your phone number, and they'll call you when they actually have pre-orders live. I'm on 3 lists, so hopefully I actually get into one of them.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it doesn't happen when I'm in Vegas.
That's gonna be a kerfuffle.
I've already made plans in the case that it does happen to me while I'm in Vegas. I've already talked to a few of my friends at a local retailer, and I'm basically saying, hey, just know I'm pre-ordering this, so you can move this pre-order money over to the other pre-order for me when you call me on the phone and say, guess what, it's available, go, go, go. So, yeah.
This has all been very sad. Can we talk about something good, or at least neutral? Atari has that new console.
Oh, you mean the one that's going to be just a shite show?
Do you think so?
I think it is.
They don't have very many developers.
Who cares about the developers? They're going to at least be successful on the front.
I care, because
It's true.
here's what I know. This is a very interesting take. I do think it's good to always
talk
have
about what it is
new
first?
or old blood. Yeah, we can talk about it in just a second.
Yeah.
But I will say it's exciting to have both new and old blood-ish coming. I would say old blood, but new blood because of the fact that it's been a while. It's been a while. But you're back, and hopefully you're ready to reform. They're doing this as a Kickstarter kind of thing. They're going to do crowdfunding.
It's weird to me that they have to, but yeah.
Well, they don't have any money.
I don't think it's that unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, Coleco did that with the Chameleon, remember?
No, I mean,
it turns out that was that's a long story. We're not getting into that.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes to show me how well it worked.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a success story, but I think Atari's they're trying to do it in-house. There's a lot of differences between the. I think it might be at least marginally successful. We've seen that Atari plug-and-play devices sell really well through third parties. This is their first-party attempt at it, and I think they will do a good job at it because of what it is.
It looks okay, but if I'm being completely honest,
one looks okay?
I like the wood one.
So there are two. What we're talking about, there are 2 versions of the console. There is a black and red, really sleek, modern look,
It's
and
got
then
a glass front to it.
Classic wood panel.
Yeah, it's
look.
black and got a wood panel in front of it.
To be honest, I'm kind of feeling nostalgic, and I preferred the wood grain.
It looks like it will probably be, it will have a plug and play ability to it since it plays retro games. It also has a lot of hardware. We don't know a lot about what the software is going to be like, but we know that the hardware features are pretty good. It's got 8 USB ports on it?
It's just 4.
Wait, what?
4 USB
Why
ports.
would it have 8?
Yeah, it has 4 though.
Sorry, but 4 USB ports, a HDMI cable, an SD card slot, which is fantastic, and it's got HDMI. Wait, I already said that Ethernet port. So that way we know that there's going to be internet connectivity with this, which is why we're also going to be seeing new titles released to it.
I know we're going to
that
see new titles
is
released
presumptuous.
They are.
No, because they said they're doing.
They
new
are
titles.
seeking.
Oh, they actually said that.
Yes.
Yeah, they're seeking developers, and their former developers they're reaching back out to, hoping they'll make new product line. I think what we're going to see here.
Wait, is this I was under the assumption that this was similar to the SNES and all that. Is this are they putting new games onto it?
This is a Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo.
Oh,
they're making a current gen console. We don't know anything about it.
This is going to burn.
Yeah, they stated their intent, but I think at the very minimum, we will at least see that it will be, fill the same niche that an SNES Classic does, but also it'll have Nintendo eShop capabilities.
I have my reservations.
At minimum.
I have my reservations, but it kind of all comes down to this: if Atari can show us, the buyer, that they can produce great games for this console, And if they
have not done that yet. That is true.
I mean, it's been a while since they made a really great game. I think what they're going to do is start off with third-party partnerships to really fuel this fire. Get a lot of games that are PC ports to Xbox and PlayStation, and third-party games on Xbox and PlayStation to show them, hey, we can run these titles. Try to get them on their console, as well as go back to some of their classics. Throw on. Pong, Pac-Man.
Tetris wasn't on there.
Was it Asteroid?
Asteroid,
yeah.
Did they? I don't know about that one.
Dig
Dug?
Dug?
Do not know.
Dig Dug for sure.
See, I can't remember what IPs Atari's...
Wait, no, I don't actually know if they had
Okay,
Dig
see,
Dug.
that
was an arcade game,
and
though.
this is one of the main problems I have with this, is that I don't know if it okay, so there's so many games that they've made.
They own Roller Coaster Tycoon and Alone in the Dark. We saw those two, at least when I looked at the website.
It's just, I don't know if it has enough nostalgia fuel behind it to actually match the NES or the SNES Mini.
I think it has enough to match the NES.
I don't think it has enough.
I mean, it's old enough.
But here's the thing. If you're trying to sell a modern console, nostalgia and basically old school titles and ports of old school titles isn't going to be enough to sell a $200 or $300 or $400 console. You have to show people.
It depends on how modern.
What other software you're going to put in, and you got to show off your OS and IP. But they're not even there yet. They just have a conceptual design. Currently, they don't have any working prototypes. They haven't gotten to show off an interface or anything. They're still so early in development, which is why they're reaching out to fans who want this project to come to life to help fund it.
Honestly,
so they can help create the vision and scope that.
It's a good thing in general.
I really feel like it's going to become the butt of a joke like 3 years down the line. It's like, oh, wait, remember that Kickstarted console? Yeah,
the Coleco. Well, never mind. Anyway, I'll tell you about that later. But anyway, for the for Atari, I think what it will come down to, since we've got a few years out, technology always becomes cheaper, and so they may be able to produce something that's on par with the PS4 Pro at a cheaper price point.
They could.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years. They could probably sell it around $300. That's what Nintendo's been doing this entire time for the past 15 years. So I know. I don't think it's that far fetched.
I just feel like Atari popping out the wood. I'm sorry. I just keep laughing at this.
No, I get it. The
more I think about it, the more I'm like, what if Atari actually just pops back out into the universe and reclaims their throne?
Hey, it turns out we're great.
It's like,
and then it sells really well.
I would be shocked and also very
sees that and says, we should have done that. Here, Dreamcast 2.
Well, around the time of the Atari box, teaser trailer, that was like one of the things that we really saw early on was we saw that Sega Forever trailer, and it was oh crap, Sega's gonna do it too.
That's right.
Oh man, what's gonna happen? They're like, no, we're just letting you guys play Sega games on your mobile device. They're like, oh yeah, that seems reasonable.
That seems fine. No, but this is going to be really interesting. I don't think we haven't had a new serious contender in the market. I don't know if Atari is going to manage to be a serious contender.
I don't think
they're so far gone. I don't think they have anything to really contend with everyone else yet.
But, I think that they've lost a majority of their ownership of a lot of their products, haven't they?
No, not really. But that said, I think this needs to be watched closely. If it does well, it could change a lot of things. For the landscape of gaming. It wouldn't be a bad thing if it succeeded.
No, it wouldn't be. It would just be it would be kind of like that one impossible. It's like the Cubs winning the World Series. It happened once, but it's not likely to happen.
It happened once, and it happened the year that it was predicted to happen, which is great.
What is the ratio of I'm not going to get into sports talk, but again, I'm skeptical. If it does well, fantastic. If it doesn't, well, that's not really a surprise.
Here's what I think this is going to really equate to, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I could see Atari basically pulling out all the stops and trying to partner with Facebook. Facebook has been looking, and both, Microsoft's got their platform, right?
Yeah.
But Facebook is looking for a platform to push their games onto. Steam has the Steam machine, and they have Alienware to create those PC hybrid consoles and spin out those PC games over. I wouldn't be surprised if Atari's like, hey, we're going to host... Like, that's a whole slew of games.
I've heard good things. But they're alright.
That's a whole slew of games that they could put on their device. And if you look at their console, it really just looks like a mini desktop. It looks really tiny.
It kind of does.
Well, it looks small. We don't have any way to, like, compare the size of it, though.
I need banana for scale.
Banana for scale, gentlemen.
Girlfriend for scale.
What?
Right, we don't have any of those. Anyway.
He has a wife.
I have a wifey.
That's not a girlfriend.
True.
Wifey for scale?
Wifey for scale. Okay, so that's Atari.
Yeah.
He's not a waifu.
That is Atari. So anyway, Nintendo has some good news on the corner, guys. They just said that to our surprise, Nintendo World Championships is back.
Oh yeah,
it is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank God, I loved the last.
Dude, the one in 2015 at E3 was great.
Fantastic.
And I was kind of surprised they didn't do it at E3, but I guess it was just such a big event that they're like, look, we want to start spreading our events and everything that we're doing. We want to spread the scale out over the course of the year.
Maybe it'll be like gaming Olympics. Maybe they'll do it once every 4 years.
Well, they're doing it at this point every 2 years. Yeah. 2015 now 2017.
Oh yeah, I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that.
It's going to be in New York, and there are qualifiers all over the U.S.
Cool.
The interesting thing is the qualifier is basically a time trial on Mario Kart 7.
Oh.
Not Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 7 on 3DS.
That's actually weird.
That's strange.
It is
why
strange.
Would they?
What they're doing is...
That is interesting.
You can, like, if you're over the age of 13, there's two classes. There's 12 and under and 13 and up. Mm-hmm. And they're going to have... basically, they're partnering with Best Buys all across the country to host special qualifying events where you bring your 3DS, and they'll probably have some there too. And you do a time trial race on Bowser's Castle from Super Nintendo or Game Boy edition of Mario Kart. And if you're 13 and over, you have to do the time trial with Bowser. And I think if you are 12 and under, it's any character of your choice. But yeah, it's a time trial. They're going to try to get the fastest times. That'll help qualify people for the first round and see who's going to be available to go to represent in New York. That's going to be it. And of course, they don't just cover Mario Kart. They cover a whole slew of games. I mean, we saw, Splatoon. We saw, Mario Maker, which was unreal because that was the first time we saw Mario Maker.
Oh man,
to that scale.
I still need to buy that game.
Yeah, that was a great game.
I'm just waiting for the Switch version.
I don't know if they will make it.
Speaking of good news and games, Nintendo is finally coming out of the shell with the Switch, I feel, because guess what's coming to the stateside? We're getting a Senran Kagura dating game.
We are not talking about that.
No, it uses the HD Rumble.
So wait, that's coming to the States?
We are not talking about this.
I thought that was strictly in
the
West.
Nope.
And they're bringing it to the US now?
It's so great. I love it so much.
We are not talking about
Why are we not talking about Senran Kagura?
This is the game with the Joy-Con HD Rumble jiggle function thing, right?
No, I don't... Yeah, wait, maybe, yes. Yes, that's right.
The massage game?
Yeah, it has the massage minigame in it.
It's not a minigame. That is the game.
No, the game is a dating sim. That's a minigame as part of the dating sim.
No, there's like 4 different Senran Kagura games, as far as I know.
You're telling me Nintendo is bringing that crap from Japan here.
As I understand.
And they're not porting Monster Hunter Double Cross from Japan to the U.S.? Are you freaking kidding me?
First of all, that's... I don't know if Nintendo actually is directly involved.
That's technically Capcom. Blah, blah. I don't give a dang. Like, that's...
Well, why are you getting angry at Nintendo if you know that it's not their...
Because I feel like Nintendo needs to step up their game in partnerships.
They need to step up their game and declare that they own things they don't own.
No. I'm saying they need to
do things.
They need to strengthen their partnerships or do something, because quite frankly, that's just bonkers. Okay. You know what Nintendo needs to do? They just need to buy back Rare.
That's not possible.
Have fun with that.
Rip.
If they bought back Rare...
I don't think Rare should do it. Rare's already lost the people that made,
Also, good news. Nintendo just flew out a couple of YouTubers to San Francisco to go play a certain unreleased game. A lot of people were like, oh man, new IP. We're going to get to learn about something new and unannounced. Oh my god. It was just Samus Returns on 3DS. But they got to play it early.
There you
go. They got game captures of it.
It
was pretty cool.
Did we get to see the new Secret Amiibo level?
They showed off some of the Amiibo
Secret
functionality
Amiibo
a little
mode.
bit. So...
Yeah.
Oh, back to the negative. Here we go.
Back to the negative.
We tried.
Well, negative-ish. I don't know what it details, but basically, with Samus Returns, the new one that they are releasing, I believe in just like a month or so.
Yep.
There are 2 Amiibo coming out. One of a crouching Various Suit Samus, and one of an Amiibo, and another Amiibo with a Metroid breaking out of a little containment vessel.
The most important part about that Amiibo is that the Metroid is squishy.
Yes, it is squishy.
The Metroid Amiibo is squishy.
This squishy Metroid is actually the source of the issue because, well, like, it's been revealed that, the Samus Amiibo that comes with the Metroid Amiibo, as well as the Samus Amiibo and the Zero Suit Samus Amiibo that came out for Smash, both just unlock, minor things like art galleries. The Metroid Amiibo actually unlocks a new skin for Samus and a new mode called Fusion Mode. And although I'll admit I don't know what Fusion Mode entails, I'm guessing it's the hard difficulty mode. That is technically gated content, and people are not happy with that.
So yeah, there's a reason for that, but this isn't the first time Nintendo's done this. They did this with Breath of the Wild. Or did they do it with... No, not Breath of the Wild. They did it with the Twilight Princess remake.
Did they?
Yeah, you could not... There was a dungeon, an entire dungeon that you could not get into unless you had the Wolf Link amiibo.
No. That was just... you could still get into the dungeon, I believe, in the game.
I was told you could not.
No, I did both of them, dude. I'm pretty sure, anyway.
Should we go over some housekeeping and then wrap this bad boy up?
Yes.
So again, I'm going to be going to Vegas. Make sure you follow our vlog videos that are going to be posted. I'm going to be trying to edit on the fly and upload that crap. And it won't be crap. It'll be good. It'll be good.
It'll be cool.
Also, guys, we have a giveaway coming up. I am going to be bringing back some swagger from the expo. And we're going to be announcing a contest to give away a swag bag.
Wow, a contest? Tell me more about that.
The details are TBD.
Can I enter?
No, sorry, Blake, you can't. But all of you listeners can, and
I want to win some
basically,
swag.
it's just something that we want to, do for everyone that follows us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and also even for our fans right here on YouTube. So, if you make sure you like all of our channels. We'll set up details in the coming weeks. It's probably going to be announced in the first vlog video. And yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. We'll do a giveaway there. We're planning on trying to do a giveaway, every so often. Probably once a month or every other month or once a quarter. I don't know. But this will be the first giveaway since we've started our rebrand. We're really excited about it, and we hope to do something really cool. Maybe we can give away an SNES Classic.
Oh,
if we can get our hands on too.
We are not giving one of those away. I'm going to keep that. I will keep that and camp on it like a mother bird sitting on an egg, just waiting for the market to grow.
I think we'll give one away. Don't listen to what Nate says.
No.
I mean, it's all going to depend on us trying to get them.
That promise.
I'm not promising it. I'm just saying, hey, we can try. We want to try to give away cool stuff like that. So we'll announce contest details. Make sure you stay tuned, like, subscribe, click that notification bell on our page to make sure that you are up to date on all that stuff. We will post those links in our description below whenever those events happen. So just
multiple links. So is this like a Four Swords link or what?
Yes.
I think just the
Four Swords link.
Well, if we're doing this the correct way, then there's going to be
have
3 separate timelines.
I do have an Amiibo I'm about to give away.
Oh.
I have the Twilight Princess Link Amiibo I may give away as well.
Man,
there's
a lot of maybes going around here.
Don't make too many promises.
We're just saying.
Decide what you're giving away first.
Here's what I'm saying to you, listener.
Jay, you promised them your house.
We're giving away one free house.
I'm not promising anything.
Promise them the name of your firstborn child.
Too late.
It's never too late.
Okay, here's what I will say, guys. We are just saying we're trying. I'm not promising anything. I'm just saying just stay tuned. That's all I am promising. I promise you should stay tuned because we're going to have some really good info for you guys here in the next couple of days. I fly out on the 25th. Our first video will hopefully be posted on the 26th or 27th for you guys to kind of take a look at. And that's that.
All right then.
So, anybody else have anything they want to add?
No, I'm good.
Well, we hope you guys had a great one. Thanks for stopping by the Info Castcade Podcast.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, everyone shut up and let me start editing.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys like, subscribe, share, and we will see you guys on the flippity flop.
Bye!
Bye!